Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers, welcome once again. This is third lecture in Python series. In today's lecture, we will discuss about variables and data types in Python. So let's start.
मज़ीद वीडियोस देखने के लिए हमारे चैनल SST लैब को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को दबाना मत भूलिएगा ताकि आपको हमारी नई आने वाली वीडियोस का नोटिफिकेशन बर वक्त मिलता रहे।
I create a new source file and here I'll write a program. So before writing program, I'll tell you about the variables. Variables are used to store values in the memory. We need to store values because we have to perform some operations on values and get the desired result. So in other languages like Java, C++ and all other languages, the method to define, declare, initialize variable is different as compared to Python. For example, in C++ we write a variable like this: int a is equal 10. So this is the data type of the variable, that what type of data we are going to store in this variable. This is identifier, you can say the name of the variable, and it is the value of the variable. But in Python we don't need to define the data type of the variable. In Python we write the variable like this. So here you can see that a is equal to 10 simply is a variable of integer type. Python compiler will assign the memory location to the a according to its value, and it will know that what is the data type of the a is integer because the value of a is 10. So if I print it down, print a, I'll save it variable. Now I'll run it, go there and run it. Here you can see that is the output of this variable. So now I'll check the type of that variable. So now to check the type of a variable, I'll write the method like this: type of, and here I'll write a. Okay, now I'll run it. Yes, there's an error. Sorry, don't need to write type of, just write type. Here it is printing that class int. It means that the type of variable a is integer because the value of the variable a is 10, that is integer. If I change here the value of the variable a from integer to float, and now we'll see that what happened. So then when I run this program, it output the value of the variable and it changed the type of variable a from int to float. So Python compiler automatically assign the type to the variable according to its value, and you don't need to define the type of a variable. So if I write here integer, for example I write here SST lab and I print a, Control S, save, then run it. Here you can see the type of variable is str, means this is a string type variable. So when you assign the value to a variable, it will automatically define the type of variable. There are different data types that we use in the Python. I'll tell you each data type in detail in later lectures. Today I'll tell you about the introduction to the different Python data types. So first of all, our data type is text. In text data type, this is the string data type is used. String, we can use string single quotes or double quotes. So here is my string is written in double quotes. I can also use single quotes to define a string variable like this one. So I'll run it. Okay. So it will produce the same result as in double quotes. The next data type is a number data type, as we have already discussed about it. The number data type may be an integer or may be a float. So these data types are used as number data type, and another data type in number series is complex numbers. For example, I write here 5j, it is an complex number. I'll run it. From here you can say that it's the output of this data type, and this number is have data type complex data type. Other data types are you can see the sequence data type. Sequence data type, here I give you an example and I'll tell you these data types in the later lecture. So first, in sequence data types, the first one is list. So what is the meaning of list? List, if I write A in this way, here you can see 1, 2 and A, B. So now go to run module, save it and run it. Here you can see this is the tuple. This is a tuple. Tuple is also a data type in Python. In other languages there is no concept of tuple, but in Python it is a new concept of tuple. So here you can use different data types. Okay? Here you can use different types of data in a same variable. So here is integer data, here is string or character data, and you will combine these data in a single you can say variable, that is called a, and when you write the data in parentheses, it is called known as tuple. So we will discuss about tuples in later lectures. If I use curly brackets rather than parentheses, I'll run it, save and run it. Now it is called as set. So here I used set. This is also a data type that we use in the Python. Next one is, if I write this data in square brackets, it will be another type of sequence data. So here you can see this is called the list. So these are different concepts, as I told you that about the list and tuple. We will discuss about set in next lecture, but tuple and set are two same data types, but difference is that you can update and change a list, but when in tuple, when once you have define the tuple, you cannot update or change the data in the tuple, and we will discuss about that use of tuples and list in the later lectures. So set belongs to a set data type. It also used a separate data type that is called set. Other data types are Boolean and some data types are binary data types, and we will discuss about those data types in the next lecture. So this is introduction of a variable in Python. So if you have an integer data type like a is equal to 10, for example, you have another data that is called b is equal to 20. So if you want to print the random number between two numbers just like 10 and 20, so you can use a Python built-in function that is called random range. So you can use range from start to end, that will Python will create a random number automatically. So here is an example. To use random number, you have to import a library that is called random. Import random. Okay, then print random dot rand range, and here I want to print random number between 1 and 10. Okay, here you can see I use this import library, and this is the function of this library, and these are the parameters. 1 is the starting point, 10 is the ending point. So this method will create a random number between 1 and 10. Go there and run it. Okay. Here you can see that it created a random number that is 5 between 1 and 10. If I run it again, it will create another number 5. So I'll go there and create another number. So this time it created 4. If I run it again, it created another number. So when I run it again and again, it may create different random number. So these random numbers are used usually in games when we are going to develop a game. In next lecture, we will start these data types one by one briefly. So we will meet in the next lecture. Till then,